Good afternoon. Welcome to ITM Genesis Elite here, version 1 on the Euro-Japanese Yen M1 time frame. We're looking at a stall signal accompanied by very low probabilities, roughly 9%, 8 point something percent to go bearish, and ITM Genesis Elite is pointing out a boundary option available. So we're going to see if we have a boundary opportunity here on the platform. The platform's shown us a boundary that is encompassed by the low strength and analysis boundary here on ITM Genesis Elite, giving us a high probability inside boundary option that we're going to take now. Sorry, not out there. Let's just go confirm. Analysis boundary, low strength 141.622, 141.518, encompasses nearly 80% of the boundary on offer at the broker. So we're going to take an in boundary option here, $2,500 to be invested in this trade, with the trade terminating at 1545. The boundary option is essentially a trade where you're predicting that the price will stay within the proposed boundary offered by the broker. This is confirmed by ITM Genesis Elite here, offering a boundary option within the analysis and low strength boundaries with very low, almost negligible probabilities of going short. So we're going to pause now and come back a few minutes before the expiry time to save you some time here and show you the results. Thank you. Okay, we're back with roughly 1 minute and 25 seconds remaining here on this boundary option taken earlier on the Euro-Japanese Yen M1 time frame on ITM Genesis Elite, having suggested the boundary option, the very low bearish escalation probabilities at 9% roughly then, and still now at the same time, ensuring that we're going to see at least a few more minutes of sideways momentum, keeping us safely within the low strength boundary that we're currently in. We took the inside boundary option. As you know, there are two types of boundary options. One is to go outside of the boundary and one is to stay within the boundary. Whenever there are low probabilities with any certain momentum, be that bearish or bullish, we take an in-boundary option if ITM Genesis Elite suggests it. And if we're at a higher probability, say around 60% or 70%, we take an outside boundary option because the projection there is that we're going to see high volatility. Here we have 30 seconds remaining, 30 odd seconds remaining here on this particular trade, with the overall trend still being bullish but very low bearish escalation probabilities, which essentially means that because there's a conflict between bearish and bullish momentum, we're most likely to see continuing sideways momentum for at least another minute or so, or 2 minutes, of which we have very little to spend inside this trade because we have roughly 15 seconds remaining, with bearish probabilities remaining quite low, overall trend being quite bullish. Hence, we're in a bit of a conflicting situation where sideways momentum is the best bet. That's exactly what the market is doing. We're now a second away from expiring in the money, and as you can see, we have expired in the money. I'm just going to wait for this option to calculate the return and show it to you on screen while we're here examining this chart. That little red box in the middle is the highest probability zone. Expiry calculation hasn't yet happened yet, so we'll flip back and forth between the chart here. Expiry usually takes maybe a minute or so in the case of a boundary option or a one touch, but as I was saying, low probabilities on the bearish context with an overall bullish trend ensured sideways momentum that we capitalized on using a boundary trade here on the Euro-Japanese Yen. ITM Genesis Elite is fantastic in that it actually tells you which boundary option carries the highest probabilities. It suggests it to you by saying yes or no or saying not now, and now we've expired in the money with $4,250 as gross return with a net profit of $1,750. Thank you.